See, I told you.
Yeah.
I'd be right over here when it starts. I don't even know if I'm in frame or not. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night. Pete is checking to see if we're on frame or not because I can't see the screen because it's facing away from us because we are professionals. Hey, look, we're on frame. All right. Hey, it's Wednesday night. We have a name for the show. It's the Multiverse Comics Show.
Multiverse Comic Show.
Multiverse Comic Show. That is the name that we have workshopped and come up with. So that is the show. That's the name of the show now. Yeah. Woo! Show has a name. Pretty soon, I'll get my laptop. We'll record this and we'll put this on the Tunes of I.
There you go.
As well. This will be a second show. We're building the Dre's Geek Philosophy podcast network here.
There you go.
This is amazing. We're doing all kinds of dumb things here. So let's get right into it. A lot of books came out today.
It's the summer, man. They need to drop everything in the summer. Let's see, what do we start? Well, I guess we start with the Looney Tunes stuff, right? Like that's been
Looney Tunes. That's been a theme now for the summer right now. That's a big thing.
That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. So this week we have we've got Batman and Elmer Fudd.
Batman and Elmer Fudd, a combination you wouldn't think would work. But tell me, how does it work?
It's really interesting. They reimagined Elmer Fudd. Well, Tom King,
a good writer right now, is currently writing Batman, correct?
Yeah, Batman. And he takes it in a very noir way.
Huh.
And he makes Elmer Fudd into like a hitman.
Ha!
Right?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Be very quiet.
Yeah.
I'm an assassin. I can't even do an Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
I'm an assassin.
He makes him into a hitman, which is really interesting because you figure he's always duck season and rabbit season.
He's always trying to kill something. Yeah. So now he's trying to kill people.
Yeah. And so the story picks up where he's hired to kill Bruce Wayne.
No way.
And then things go awry.
Of course things are going to go awry. When you said Elmer Fudd, oh my God, this is for my little crowd. Bruce Wayne? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to have to read this just so I can laugh. Oh no. I love you, Silver St. Cloud. Done. I'm done. I am done with you. No. No. Why? I know why, but again, like as we talk about, this is the advantage that DC has over Marvel.
Yeah, all these
internal corporate synergy with all of their properties.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they just realized, hey, we have all this stuff.
We have all these resources. Maybe we should be using them and try to make fun books for people to buy. And there was another one today, right? There's a Jonah Hex and Yosemite Sam, also two very appropriate put things together by Jimmy Palmiotti, very famous on the internet.
Yeah, he loves Jonah Hex, so it's in it. It is a straight Western.
Is Teixeira, or some of it, or Mark Teixeira. Holy shit! Good Tex.
It's a straight Western, it has Foghorn Leghorn in it, but
I just saw him.
Yeah.
But Foghorn Leghorn is in this. This is ridiculous.
It is a cool Western throwback, and it's Jimmy Palmiotti.
Jimmy Palmiotti.
He loves Jonah Hex, so
he delivers every time.
Yeah, every time.
And there's a small 0.5% chance that he sees this because Jimmy Palmiotti is on my friends list.
Oh, that's true. There you go.
I don't think he follows my show.
Yeah.
But there's a 0.5% chance when I reshare this later, he could see this.
He could see it. That's
so
true.
Cool book, Jimmy. So, what do you want to talk about next, Pete?
And I know you were excited about this.
Oh, see, I didn't even know this was a thing until you showed it to me literally 20 seconds before we went to air. There was a Star Wars Droids Unplugged book, which, a lot of people, oh, cool, R2-D2. And BB-8.
BB-8.
The art inside is this artist whom I personally love a lot. Chris Eliopoulos, he did a lot of, if you read Marvel Comics in the mid-2000s, he did a lot of the funny little strips that would be in I don't know, like in the middle of the book or in the Marvel bullpen section. He did a lot of funny stuff where he drew all of the Marvel characters as little kids and did silly things. So they let him draw this entire book, and I'm sure his humor is infused into this script and art. Chris Eliopoulos. So I'm actually going to be buying this as soon as we're done because this is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
My God, if you see this book out there, if you go to your local comic shop, you see Star Wars Droids Unplugged, pick this up, check it out, flip through it a few pages. read it and then go and buy it because this is going to be hilarious. I already know because I've read a lot of his work. He is out of control. I got to meet him. I've read one of the Comic Cons and he is just hilarious. I'm pretty excited about this one.
And yes, that's a big one this week. And
then, Star Wars is always a big deal nowadays.
Yeah, I think we have like 3 Star Wars books this week.
Really?
So Marvel is really pushing it. Like there was a time we were getting one a week, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a week we get 3.
3 Star Wars. There's so many Star Wars books. That's out of control. I'm assuming the other Star Wars books are not in the movie section. There's some other nonsense.
So like Poe Dameron came out this week.
Poe Dameron. I was meant to buy that book, but I never got around to doing it because I'm still kind of broke. But
it's interesting. Like you get a little more insight into who he is and everything.
A little more insight into the Star Wars universe is only Mexican.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you watch the regular podcast, there was a little discussion about Mexicans in the Star Wars universe last night.
Nice. And then Dr. Alpha came out. She's a character that they kind of like spun out of the Darth Vader book.
Oh, okay.
She's a archaeologist in the Star Wars universe. And she does a lot, so she plays like a big part in she plays a big part in the early Darth Vader issues.
So this is a part of the new expanding universe. Because obviously Marvel and Lucasfilm threw out the old expanding universe from the old books and the old Dark Horse comics and everything else, and they're rebuilding this expanding universe now through the Marvel Star Wars comics.
Yeah, when they made the announcement that the only thing that stayed is the movies, and now these new comics.
They're rebuilding everything else. Yeah. Where the Star Wars, the Rebels cartoon, that's kind of filling a lot of gaps.
That ties into
that's where they're bringing back characters through that.
Yeah.
Like the last season, they brought back Grand Admiral Thrawn. That was a big deal to a lot of people who like the old expanded universe. Mm-hmm. So now these books, so you're saying that they have the Darth Vader book, which we actually talked. I think we talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah, it came out last week, and it's filling out a lot of new expanded universe stuff, which is really cool.
Interesting. I feel like at some point I'm going to want to delve into that. Sadly, I'm sure it's going to be through trades. But
yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like the actual Star Wars book takes place between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, interesting.
So it's that whole big gap of time, So
because there was, I believe, there was 3 years between New Hope and Empire. So where Luke went from to Commander Luke Skywalker. Yeah,
because literally, I think the very first arc takes place days after they blow up the Death Star.
Everyone's wanted for.
Everyone's wanted
for destroying a big piece of architecture.
Yeah.
Again, if you watched last night's episode of the podcast, I feel like you went to go see a movie last night.
I did. Yeah,
you saw Baby Driver.
I did see that. Yeah.
I know they're not really comic related, but Ed, you're right. That's pretty comic related to me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll pry your brain more about that on Monday.
There you go.
But I know you were busy with that yesterday. Let's talk about what Marvel. Speaking of Marvel. Let's talk about what Marvel put out today.
So Marvel, the Secret Empire is continuing.
Secret Empire. We talked about this on the first episode a couple weeks ago. Continuing the saga of Cap being bad, but good, but bad, but good.
And I haven't had this to read it, but apparently there's a big...
there's a big revelation at the end, I'm sure.
Revelation in this book. So the last issue we found out that...
Okay, I'm not going to spoil this for anyone who may potentially read this, but I'm not reading this book, so I don't care about spoilers. I went to the very end and I'm like, yep, things are happening in this book.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy.
Nobody stays dead in comic books, that's all I'm going to say. If you die in a comic book, you are never dead, unless you're... Well, no.
But there was always that joke. It was only Uncle Ben and Bucky that stayed dead.
And now it's that's only Uncle Ben.
And
I'm sure it's only a matter of time
before Dan Slott gets an idea how to bring back.
You know what I think is gonna happen? It's the guy who's currently writing Nazi Cap. He's gonna get put on Spider-Man. He's like, you know what? We need to bring back Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben's gonna tell him, no, with great power does not come great responsibility. And he'll just ruin everything and just cause nerds to lose their absolute shit again. Just because apparently he's a habitual line stepper and a line crosser and controversy, shit kicker.
Shit kicker, there you go.
But yeah, so his Secret Empire is out. But I'm a little bit more interested in this book. I bought this a couple weeks ago. Pretty damn good. One of my favorite writers, Brian Michael Bendis. Tell me more.
It picks up right where the last one left off, and again, he's keeping to that New Avengers feel. It's
this feels like they did that New Avengers book they did in the mid 2000s, all the way through the 2010s, 2011s, right?
Yeah. And there's even like a kind of throwback to that. There's like a little reference to that in this one.
Well, because that extension is still like, even though we have the Netflix Defenders here, this is still within the comic book universe that's been established for the last who knows how long until they reboot it again.
Yeah.
So are the references like, oh, I led the Avengers. I'm Luke Cage. I was the leader.
There's something cool in there. You'll see like
because I will be buying this. I'm going to be spending some of the money I earned today. I'm going to be buying Defenders. I'm going to be buying this Droids book. I'm going to be spending some money today.
Yeah. This is a good book. Like this is Bendis at his finest. Like like Bendis is having fun and
like the funny dialogue, cool little things he's sneaking in and out of there. Okay, this pleases me.
Yeah,
I will be happy to read this during the post show meeting.
There you go.
But yeah, I recommend this as well. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's put that. And speaking of last week, we were talking about that Spider-Man book that came out last week, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I sent a tweet to the writer Chip Zdarsky.
Oh yeah.
And he liked it.
Nice.
I got a like from Chip Zdarsky. I told him how much I liked the book, and he liked it back. And you can follow my terrible Twitter at RidgeGP Podcast.
There you go.
All right, so
now we're gonna talk about this. Okay.
You can take. I was already complaining about this during the pre-show meeting.
So this is not even the series yet. Okay.
This is the edge of Venomverse.
Okay.
We're entering the tip of the Venomverse right here.
The tip of the Venomverse. So this year is a big deal for Venom. I think it's like 25 years or something like that. Like it's like a crazy anniversary this year. Yeah.
You made me feel really old right now.
And
you can go on. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit over here and ponder my mortality over here while you tell me that Venom's been around for 25 years. Holy shit, I'm old. Venom came out when I was 12.
No.
Holy fuck.
So
I've been reading comics for a really long time.
A very long time. And then to celebrate that.
So, 25th anniversary of Venom. Okay.
And then we talked about how like Venom has never had an ongoing series. It was miniseries after miniseries.
Yeah.
So classic Marvel style, they got all those miniseries together, and they were like, "Oh, this is Venom's 150th issue."
Ha!
Yeah. So Venom, and to celebrate that, Eddie Brock is back.
The original Venom, because the symbiote has hopped around. He was on the freaking Scorpion
for a while.
He was on Flash Thompson from the Spider-Man book became Venom. He was a good guy Venom.
Yeah. And so now Eddie Brock is
Eddie Brock, wasn't he anti-Venom or something ridiculous? He was like someone flipped the monochrome switch on that, where he was a white costume with black lines. And, I'm anti-Venom. I heal. I don't eat.
Yeah. And he was anti-Venom for a while.
But now
he's back to classic Venom.
All right.
And
teeth.
And they're pushing the whole Venom thing. And Venom, it's the summer of Venom.
It's the summer of Venom. I mean, let me go grab this over here. With the thing that caused me great distress when we were sitting down talking about what we were going to talk. Like, this is the preview right here. The Venomverse. You got Venom Sabretooth. You got Venom Deadpool. You got Venom Captain America. You got Venom Black Panther. You got Venom Doctor Strange. You got Venom Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
I can't even with this. Turn into a Valley Girl. I can't even with this.
So the Venomverse is going to be just like the Spider-Verse that they did a couple years ago. It's a parallel timeline where there's a shit ton of symbiotes.
The symbiotes have gotten to Earth
and taken over everybody. And so this is our first look into the Venomverse. This is the edge of the Venomverse.
So on the cover here is that X-23?
X-23.
Or the current Wolverine.
Yeah. X-23 with a symbiote. And it's pretty crazy.
Oh, like crazy good or crazy?
I mean, I'm interested to see where it goes.
Okay, like maybe it's on pants on head crazy, or just
imagine like someone with X-23's abilities being controlled by a symbiote. Like it gets bad quick. Like
to quote Ron Birdie, I'm sure it's gonna escalate quickly.
It does.
It's gonna really get out of hand.
Yeah.
Good God.
So that's
Edge of Venomverse.
And that's going to lead into Venomverse, which is like...
in September 2017.
Yeah.
Because as it is in the comic books, you must order your books way in advance. And the Venoms. There's so many. Oh my God, the cover, this giant connecting variant cover right here, has everyone just all Venomed out. It's all Venom everything.
Yeah, it's all Venom everything.
I can't. I almost wish I could read comments if anyone is actually watching. We have no clue.
Yeah, we have no clue.
We have no clue right now. But the last thing I personally want to touch upon is this book over here, the infamous Iron Man. I don't think we've gotten a chance to talk about the interesting thing about this book. If any of you have not heard, obviously, I think we talked recently, Tony Stark is not currently Iron Man.
Around,
He is in a coma.
Yeah, something.
Kind of dead. He's in a glass case. There is a living embodiment of his artificial intelligence running around helping people.
Yeah.
There's an awesome young lady, Riri Williams, she is Ironheart.
Ironheart, yeah.
And then we have Victor Von Doom.
Running around in an Iron Man suit.
After the events of the last big crossover, the Secret Wars, plural wars, right?
Wars, yeah.
He came out of that feeling this need like, I should no longer be evil. I will now, like, Stark is down. He grabs a bunch of Stark tech and creates a suit of armor.
Yeah.
That's an Iron Man suit, but he still has his cloak because he's Doctor Doom. And he's Doomstar or Iron Doom.
Yeah.
I don't know, the infamous Iron Man. I guess that's the way. But he's going around calling himself Iron Man, but everyone's like, "What the fuck? It's Doctor Doom."
Yeah.
Like Shield is losing their shit. So this has been an interesting book, and lo and behold, it's one of my favorite writers again, Brian Michael Bendis. Oh, I might be a little biased when it comes to this. But bald guys got to stick together, you know.
There you go.
Like, I'm clever verbally. He's clever with a pencil.
But there you go.
All right, we got to stick together. This is personally one of my current favorite books right now. It is out of control, pants on head crazy.
Yeah.
In a good way, not unlike this. Pants on head crazy in the bad way. But this is something I really like. So, Pete, what are your picks for this week? You have multiple picks. I know because we're not going to single out one, but give us the books that you personally, if a customer to walk in right now and they say, hey, what's good this week? That's good. What would you direct them to?
Oh, you know what? I forgot to talk about the latest Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, there's an Amazing Spider-Man. Good God! So many books have come out. The Amazing Spider-Man didn't even make the wall here.
Yeah, I know. It was too many books.
Too many books. Summertime, like you said.
Everything comes out in summer. But Amazing Spider-Man is really good. It ties into Secret Empire, but in a kind of cool way because. So one thing we learned early on in Secret Empire, there is an Avengers team that Cap is controlling, and it's. Scarlet Witch,
Controlling?
No. It's like his team.
It's his team. Okay.
And it's then Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and then we have Odin's son, which is the Unworthy Thor.
The Unworthy Thor with the metal arm.
Yeah, and then I forgot who was on that team, but the one that really catches a lot of people's attention is the Superior Octopus.
Oh.
And that is Doc Ock in a cloned body of Peter Parker, basically.
Oh, okay.
And so this issue of
did he eventually go blind or where he needs goggles or
no, he's wearing the goggles, but it's just no.
But like without the mask, he's Peter Parker.
Well, he's kind of this weird amalgam of Peter Parker, Doc Ock.
So he's like Peter Parker with a bowl.
No, he has long hair. It's really weird.
Okay, now I want to know less now.
Yeah,
please continue.
But like they introduced that character in Secret Empire. And they touched on it in Amazing Spider-Man like a while ago, but not really. And this is the first time he shows up, and it's really cool. Like we get to see what happened in Secret Empire 0 from like the different side of it.
Oh, okay. I love when books do that. They show you that other point of view that you did not see before.
And it answers the big question of like I think people have been asking like where the hell's Spider-Man in all this, and now we see where he's been this whole time. Like,
and that shows up in the Amazing Spider-Man book, which is out there.
It's out
somewhere. Maybe you already sold out of it.
No, it's just out there, so I can see it from here. But
okay, you can see it because obviously it's your story. You know where all your stuff is.
But
you put Amazing Spider-Man under S.
Yeah.
It's with the Spider books. So, I mean, it logically makes sense.
And so I think this week that's my big pick. I enjoyed that a lot.
The latest issue of Amazing Spider-Man tied into the Secret Empire.
Yeah.
All right, that's one thing. Do you have other picks or? I remember last week you needed 3 picks.
I did need 3 picks. There was a lot of stuff that came out last week too.
A lot of good stuff apparently. Yeah. But no other picks? Or?
I'm gonna give it to the Elmer Fudd. I only read half of it.
Batman Elmer Fudd. Tom King took Elmer Fudd and made him cool.
He made him cool. Like I just read the Tom King story and it's really cool. Like there's a cool like just like the other ones. There's a cool like more classic Looney Tunes style story with Batman and Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That is cool. Sounds like we have a lot of good content this week.
Yeah.
Out in the comic book universe. It's good to hear that we have lots of cool stuff out here.
And then before I forget,
something else.
Flash 25. Flash 25 was really good.
There's too many comics.
Yeah.
There's a new issue of the Flash. Holy shit!
Like Flash 25, it's the big reveal. They kind of gave what's his face.
Is it kind of a hint towards the Doomsday thingamabob or the?
No, it's sort of kind
else?
of. It was like it's an aftermath of that, and then we're seeing a little bit more about Eobard Thawne, and we kind of
Professor Zoo.
They did
the Reverse Flash.
I don't want to say they rebooted his origin, but they did. They messed with it a little bit. And it's kind of more. It made it a little more interesting.
Huh.
And the one thing, it's not a spoiler or anything, but the one thing that's kind of cool is that you find out that he notices the changes, and so now that the Flash's origin, I mean, Rebirth changed a couple things here and there,
right?
And so that's the cool thing about him is he's kind of our point of view character because he's like this is different now. Like why is this different? You know?
Yeah, he still remembers the Flashpoint.
Yeah,
but he also still remembers the original 52.
Yeah, he remembers all that stuff.
Remembers everything.
And they gave Zoom a kind of cool little. They explain a little more why he hates Barry Allen so much, and it's pretty interesting. Like,
I remember in the pre-crisis or whatever, pre-freaking Zero Hour, like he admired him so much, but then he wanted to replace him. Now that was the whole Eobard Thawne from the future. Like, oh, I love Barry, but I have to be him. The only way I can be Barry is to kill him and destroy him, and I can be the true speedster. That was his kind of psychotic, crazy person origin back in the 90s or even before then.
Yeah. And then it's kind of cool. Like they even go as far as to explain why his costume's yellow, and it's kind of cool. Like,
what is it? Because I remember before it was just like one. I don't remember. There was another explanation before in the previous book where like all the colors it was off by one color or something, one electron or something. Or is there a new explanation?
Yeah, there's a new explanation.
There's a new explanation. Curious. For those of you who read the Flash.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, something cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, was there any other big news in the comic book world this week before we finish up here? Was there anything big? I tried to do some research, but I couldn't find anything concrete that was specifically comic book related.
The biggest thing I heard was Marvel is doing this thing called the Legacy, where they've been giving the mantles to these characters to other characters.
Right, Sam Wilson is Captain America, Jane Foster is Thor, and then Riri Williams is Iron Man.
Yeah, and so they're gonna do a book where it kind of like ties. It kind of I don't even know how to explain it, but basically it's gonna be talking about that and how like the generations between. And all the covers have like the originals with the current character, So, and apparently there's gonna be a lot of other rolls out of that. I think they announced that we're going back to the 90s. We're getting a Spirits of Vengeance book. Yeah.
Oh, everyone was a big fan back then of Ghost Rider and Blade and Johnny Blade.
Yeah. Johnny Blade is coming back.
With his shotgun full of hellfire?
Yeah. And then they kind of teased it, because what's going to spin out these legacy books, they're doing this kind of cool thing where the books that follow it are throwbacks to like older covers, but modernized to fit the storylines now.
Huh.
And the thing that's really catching people's attention is the Thor book, the Mighty Thor, the Jane Foster Thor book. It's the cover to when Captain Marvel died of cancer.
What?
Yeah. So
damn.
Jane Foster might be
might have Big C, might have cancer.
No, she has it.
She has cancer.
So she might finally
she drops the hammer, she might have to
she might lose the battle there.
She might have to deal with mortality.
Yeah.
I'm sure whenever she's holding the hammer, she's okay.
Yeah, she's all right.
But if she has to frickin' turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm sure people who watch the movies have Thor is just always on.
He's always Thor, yeah. And
the old comic book origin that he had to have a human kind of take his place. Yeah. They had to swap places. The only way Thor could exist is if a human, Dr. Donald Blake.
Donald Blake, yeah.
Would bang his cane on the ground. Boom, and it would turn to me in here. And I am Thor. And but if I drop my hammer, oh no! I have to pick it back up within like a minute or something. It was some ridiculous, contrived.
Because that's always the thing. Like, I couldn't reach it, or like,
I can't reach it. Bloom.
Yeah.
It's like Super Mario Brothers when you lose the raccoon tail. You're back to regular Mario.
And so that's the big thing they're announcing. And then I guess the other thing they're talking about is we're not getting a Fantastic Four book.
I was going to bring something up about that. You just reminded me right now. Something else I want to talk about. We're not getting a Fantastic Four book, yes.
But we're getting a Thing and Human Torch book. And so that's and the teaser was really cool. It was like the Thing, like as a close-up of his belt, but he had a 2 on it instead of a 4.
Ha!
And so we're getting a Thing Human Torch book. It's the closest thing we're getting to a Fantastic Four book.
See, because I read, actually, thank you for reminding me, because when I was doing my research, I did stumble upon something, but it was more video game related, but it ties into what Marvel is doing with the Fantastic Four, where the game, it was the game I showed you that we were talking about, that Marvel Heroes Omega. Mm-hmm. They're removing, well, they're not in the PS4 version, but the game has been on the PC for the last year or so, and they're removing all the Fantastic Four stuff. Oh, really? Anything related, even they're removing the main 4 characters. And like, let's see, Spider-Man, he had a Future Foundation outfit. Yeah. Gone. Like She-Hulk had a Fantastic Four outfit. Gone. Anything Fantastic Four related is getting rid of. And the speculation that I've read is that Marvel is trying to devalue the Fantastic Four in a way to strong arm Fox to give up the movie rights back to Marvel so they can take it back. So there's just some weird, like, that's speculation. I have no, this is stuff I read on the internet, so I don't know if this is 100% true, but it sounds like that's what they're doing. It's like if
they started doing that a while ago. I remember reading this whole thing about how I think Target was selling shirts that had it was like old Secret Wars covers, like back in the 80s and whatever, right? And people were pointing out that like they would remove the Human Torch. They would remove they were removing stuff from the shirts that they were selling at Target, and
they are gaslighting everyone. Yeah. They don't exist. Fox, give it up.
Yeah. And so it's something they've been trying to do for a while. I mean, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, it really bothers me that there isn't a Fantastic Four book right now, because that was one of the original books, man.
That's the world's greatest comic magazine. Yeah. That was the headline, the title of it at the very top. And that was a Stan it was Stan and Kirby, right? Yeah, back in the old days.
There's always been a Fantastic Four book, and now this is the longest time.
The first family.
Yeah. They just got rid of it.
Because I remember the last book was it the Matt Fraction book? Was that one of the last ones, or was there a Mark Waid one after that?
No, it was the Matt Fraction one.
Yeah, the Matt Fraction, because I remember I was buying those because I like Matt Fraction a lot. Yeah. I bought those Fantastic Four books. They're very interesting. You had 2 different ones. There was 2 different ones. There's the Matt Fraction normal one, and there was the Matt Fraction with the Allreds drawing it. The FF, or like if you really want to get high and check out some cool art, the FF book, and then your standard, I think they even had Matt Fraction. I think was it Mark Bagley drawing that?
Yeah, Mark Bagley.
They went all out on that, and all of a sudden they just pulled the plug on them and hide no hair. I mean, like Hulk, the Thing, and Human Torch are showing up in this book. Yeah. Sue Richards.
Sue and Reed have been missing since
the Secret Wars. Since the very end of the Secret Wars, right? And then there's an evil Reed Richards who's freaking controlling some sort of evil group.
Yeah, and he's showing up in the infamous Iron Man.
Oh, okay, he's showing up in that book. Yeah. So that's the weird thing. Like, Marvel is subtly, or they're just gaslighting everyone into not caring about the FF. Yeah. To try to like take whatever leverage,
which is Fox has, because Fox is holding out the thing for dear life, man. Because I don't know if you heard that there's rumors flying around that Fox is talking about another Fantastic Four movie, but
another one, a reboot, a 3-boot.
Yeah, but this one, it's like, from what I understood, like it's a kids movie, and it's gonna focus more on Franklin and his sister. I always forget her name.
Valeria.
Yeah. It's going to focus on them, and it's going to be more of like, I don't know if it's going to be animated or what, but they're talking about
sounds like Watchmen babies.
Yeah. Well, someone was comparing it to like they're trying to do Incredibles.
But it's unfortunate. Pixar did a better Fantastic Four movie than anyone else ever will in The Incredibles.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
That is insane. Like, one of the foundations of the Marvel Universe is summarily ignored, and that kind of takes away the Silver Surfer. It takes away Galactus right here. It takes away a lot, because there are a lot of things. Doctor Doom, that takes Doctor Doom off the table as well. So it's just
and everyone argues that like they have yet to do a good Doctor Doom on the big screen. Like,
yeah, because the first one was the Julian McMahon. He was a kind of weird
electricity powered.
He looked more like Electro than Doctor Doom. And the one from this terrible Josh Trank one was just kind of like,
it was more, what's his name, Annihilus?
Yeah, it was very much, it felt more like Annihilus than Dr. Doom.
Yeah, it should have just been Annihilus. I mean, it would have made more sense, but...
For a comic nerd, it totally made more sense. They're like, I'm Doom, but you've abandoned me in this parallel universe, burr. It was not good.
That was not good.
It was not. I watched it as a part of my 366 movies last year.
Oh, really?
Just simply because I needed a movie to watch that day, and I'm like, all right, Fantastic Four is on. Okay, let's justify my hate. And I already hate. Let's see, I already hate Miles Teller.
Yeah,
I hate his face.
Me too.
There's something about his face and his acting where I just hate him.
Yeah.
I think the only movie I tolerated him was Whiplash, and that's only because J.K. Simmons made him his bitch the entire movie. And so I was kind of okay with that because he was being mistreated and treated like crap by freaking Jonah J. Jameson the whole movie, who played a great villain.
Yeah.
He was a great villain in that movie. Too, Miles Teller's freaking obsessive freaking drummer. Yeah, he totally screwed over Supergirl too. What the fuck? I don't like Miles Teller. So like, that movie wasn't good either. So I never saw the second freaking Jessica Alba, Ian Grafode, and Captain America. Chris Evans.
It was
where Galactus was a bunch
cloud,
of a cloud or a bunch of nanites or whatever.
It was Silver Surfer was cool.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And then, like Lawrence Fishburne was the voice of Silver Surfer.
And it was like Doug Jones, right? He was
Doug Jones being his weird skinny self.
Yeah, he was the Silver Surfer, and
that's cool.
It was interesting. Yeah, I think one thing you would like about it was been out forever.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Doom takes control of the board. So it's that classic like Jack Kirby Doom flying around.
Doom on the surfboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a little fun.
Doom on the surfboard. Oh, that's amazing. That makes a little fanboy to me very happy when silly shit like that happens in the comic book. That's freaking great. But I feel like we've gone longer than we normally have on this show. So I think we're gonna wrap this shoe up. I kept saying this is more of a short form show, a little bit easier to digest for a lot of people. I know like the hour show that we do every Monday. Some people tell me that's an hour, man. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a long show. So we're doing this shorter 20-30 minute show, a little bit easier to digest for people who like comics, and maybe people who don't like comics. You can watch this and maybe learn something, and maybe get interested in something. Remember, you can always message us through the Dre's Geek Philosophy Facebook page. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment, and I'll try to reply if you have any questions. You can follow Pete at nostalgic_comics. You could follow his store on Facebook, Nostalgic Books and Comics, which is also tagged in this video. You can follow me on Twitter at DreGP Podcast, and that's pretty much that's all the plugs. You can always watch. You can watch my show where Pete is my co-host and executive producer Sam Zia. We do Dre's Geek Philosophy every Monday night, except this past week. But we normally do it every Monday night at 8 p.m. here on Facebook Live and on Twitch, and it's also available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And I gotta look into like Stitcher and all this other stuff. I wanna.
Oh, there's more.
There's more. Oh God! Apparently, there's just a whole host. I mean, getting on iTunes apparently is important, but there's a whole bunch of other podcast mediums. Because I forget, a lot of people hate Apple.
That's true. There's
a significant amount of people who have Apple who do not have iTunes, so we have to provide other ways for people to get a hold of our show if they're going to listen to it. So, for the core of this show oh God damn it! I already forgot the name of the show. Multiverse Comic, the Multiverse Comic Show. Pete Molini. I am your host, your moderator, Dre Cervantes. This was the Multiverse Comic Show. Thank you for watching. I'm going to run around and turn it off right now. So peace.
Have a good night.
Leave Pete standing there awkwardly.